In Siberia, 3 scientists found an incredibly well-preserved woolly mammoth. It is a 40,000-year-old female with food in her stomach. Just before she died, she ate a bunch of buttercup flowers, so scientists called her Buttercup. But there's more.
Dina, Richie, OMG, I can't believe we found fresh mammoth blood. We can clone a mammoth and bring them back to life.
No way! It's too dangerous. Haven't you seen Jurassic Park?
Wow, gosh, that mammoth blood could be worth a lot of money.
What did you say?
Oh, nothing.
Hey guys, the chopper's ready. Let's go.
What should we do with this mammoth blood?
I think we should sell it. We could make a lot of money off of it.
Mr. Richie Beck, absolutely not.
Well, I am tired. Let's put the blood in the freezer box and we'll decide what to do with it in the morning.
Do you think it will be safe?
Absolutely.
That night, the police received a suspicious message.
We just received a note saying Dr. Richie Banks stole mammoth blood from the Ancient DNA Research Institute.
Mammoth blood? What the heck?
Who's it from?
It's anonymous.
Let me see it. Members of the police department, Dr. Banks stole the mammoth blood. Once he stole a very important data from a famous scientist and pretended it was his. He destroyed her career. I know Dr. Banks stole it. It has to be. I hate him.
We better go see if the blood was stolen.
Let's go check it out.
The following morning, when scientists arrive at the institute, they are shocked to find that the lab is now a crime scene. The blood has been stolen.
What's going on? Why are the police here?
You can't come in. There's been a crime.
The lab is being searched for clues. Blood was stolen.
The mammoth blood was stolen? Oh no!
Whoa.
The police take the 3 scientists and the pilot to the police station for questioning.
Where were you the night of the theft?
After we put the blood in the freezer, I went home and went to bed. This morning, I went to the lab and then I found out that the blood was stolen.
Did anybody see you? Do you have an alibi?
No, I would never steal blood. Dr. Richie Banks, you are an expert in elephant breeding. Where were you when the blood was stolen?
After I left the lab, I went straight home.
We found an email on your computer. You were trying to sell the blood to a biotech company.
Yes, I did try to sell the blood, but I did not want to steal it.
I do not want to go to jail. Do you have an alibi?
Yes, my doorman can confirm. I went straight home and did not leave the building. Echogenetica, you are a ecologist. Do you have an alibi? No, I don't. What did you do last night? I was worried somebody might try to steal the mammoth blood, so after midnight I went back to the institute. But I thought, this is silly, so I went home and went to bed. I never got past the lobby.
Where were you last, Pilot Emil Wright?
I was at the airport. I was so tired, I went straight to sleep. In fact, I didn't even eat. I'm innocent. Why on earth would I want to steal mammoth blood?
Okay, you can go, but don't leave the city.
Sounds good.
The police collect a lot of evidence from the lobby of the institute and from the lab where the blood was stored.
We got statements from all the suspects. They all have reasons for stealing the blood.
Yeah, and we got a lot of evidence too. Hair, DNA samples, and fingerprints.
We've also got pens and a note to analyze the ink.
We did everything the manual said, but what is all this stuff? I don't even know what de-extinction means.
It's too complicated.
Let's get the Kids Talk science investigators to help us.
Yeah.
Just got this from the police. A case involving woolly mammoth blood. It disappeared at night.
Oh, I see. The case of the missing mammoth blood.
Let's see what we have here. Hair, fingerprints, DNA. Oh, a note and 4 pens. This is going to be fun.
Let's get to work, team.
One important piece of evidence is hair found at the crime scene. How can hair help solve a crime? We have 4 different types of hair. 3 from the lobby and 1 from the lab. Let's compare the different hairs. The suspect's hair and the hair from the crime scene.
Look, they all match.
Let's see. Dina's hair is found in the lab. That means she was there.
Echo, Richie, and Emil hair were all in the lobby. Were they all there?
Lots of information. Let's get organized. Get the chart.
The team also received the anonymous note and pens that the police got from the 4 suspects.
This envelope is handwritten. We are lucky. Using the technique of chromatography, we can see if the pens from the suspects match the ink used in the note.
These papers have a line drawn with ink from each suspect's pen. As the water moves up the paper, it will carry with it different pigments in the ink.
Ink is not made of one substance, but many. Depending on their size, the pigments will travel at different speeds and spread out. We will see a pattern of color that is unique to each pen. Now we just have to wait.
Oh, there's a match. Let's see who wrote the note. Emil, right? I never thought he'd be the thief.
Wait, we need more evidence to draw conclusions. Let's complete the chart.
The police also find an incomplete fingerprint in the lab where the blood was stolen. They collect fingerprints from all 4 suspects, the 3 scientists, and the pilot for comparison.
Great, we got fingerprints are unique for each person.
Even identical twins have unique fingerprints.
Here's the fingerprint from the crime scene. I can see a big loop. And here's the fingerprint from the 4 suspects.
These 2 match the ones from the crime scene. Does that mean that there were 2 people there?
We did not jump to conclusion.
A key piece of evidence is a drop of blood found in the lab on the freezer that had the mammoth blood. The police send the sample for DNA testing. DNA is a molecule that has all the information for a life. It is in every living organism. Because it's different in every person with the exception of identical twins, it can be used for identification.
I got the results from the DNA lab. DNA fingerprints? What is that exactly?
DNA fingerprints are like an ID based on DNA. Even though differences in DNA between people are tiny, scientists can detect them. They can make a DNA profile that's unique for each person.
How does it work exactly?
First, we extract DNA from cells found in the crime scene. Then, using molecular scissors called enzymes, we cut the DNA into small fragments. We put the mix of fragments into a well, in a gel. Because DNA has an electric charge, the fragments can be separated using an electric current. Fragments of different sizes travel different distances in the gel. The smallest travel the furthest. Once we have a DNA pattern known as a fingerprint from a crime scene, we can compare it against our suspect's DNA fingerprints. If the patterns match, it means that the samples are from the same person. In this example, the culprit is suspect 2.
Here's the DNA profile from the crime scene. These are the the DNA profiles from the 4 suspects.
Good, now we can compare the patterns and find the culprit. Dr. Genetica and Dr. Genetica are a match. What does this mean?
Echo and Dina, the sisters. They must be identical twins.
When the forensic team at Kids Talk Science analyze the chart, they conclude that the most important clues are those found in the lab where the blood was stolen, not in the lobby of the Institute. They see that Dina Genetica's hair, fingerprints, and DNA were all found in the lab. That's a lot of evidence against her. She also has a motive. She steals the blood to prevent scientists from bringing back the extinct woolly mammoth, and she has no alibi. The Kids Talk Science team decides to talk to the suspects to clarify some confusing issues.
Richie Bank, we have a note saying you are the thief. We found your hair in the lobby. We also found an email on your computer. You have a motive.
I didn't do it. I'm not a fool. It's too risky.
You have an alibi. So, nothing places you saying you are the thief.
That's a relief.
We found your fingerprint and your hair in the lobby. We think you wrote the note. You don't have a motive, though we think you're innocent.
I confess, I did write the note. And I even pointed the evidence against Richie. I wanted to get him in trouble because he stole very important information from my very mother. And I wanted revenge. But I didn't steal the blood.
Echogenetica, we have some incriminating evidence against you. You said you were only in the lobby, but your DNA shows that you were in the lab. However, we know that you didn't steal the blood. It was your identical twin sister.
OMG, are you suggesting that my sister stole the blood?
Dear Genetica, the clues all line up. We found your hair in the lab, we found your fingerprints in the lab, and we found your DNA in the lab. We think you are a thief, okay? So you're going to the bear house, okay?
I confess. I went back to the lab and nobody was there and we stole the blood. I can't believe I cut my finger and left DNA there. I wanted to destroy the blood so nobody could resurrect the mammoth, but I just couldn't.
Not knowing what to do after Dina Genetica's unexpected confession, the team at Kids Talk Science calls the police while keeping the suspects unaware.
Dina Genetica, you are under arrest for stealing the mammoth blood.
Snap! Come with us.
And that's how a smart thief was outsmarted by the Kids Talk Science team.
We were at a party. The dear love fell in the day. Someone reached in and grabbed it. Was a raw lobster. The beach. Everybody had matching towels. Somebody went under a dock, and there they saw a rock. It wasn't a rock.